This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
This episode is brought to you by...
Shouldn't having conversations with your money be easy? Like, easier than pronouncing Worcestershire. Worcestershire. Yeah, there's no way anyone gets that on the first try. F&M Trust is here to help you have better conversations with your money. Go bank it easy at fmtrust.bank.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 150 of Beers in the Lot. Real quick before we start, let me remind you about the merchandise we have available at beersinthelot.com/shop. Check it out. We've got t-shirts and a lot of great stuff in there. Also, be sure to join our Discord and join the community we're building. You can get there by going to beersinthelot.com/discord. So in this episode, the guys and I talked about the upcoming Old Fat Bald Guys Summer Tournament and the great cause that it supports in Platoon 22. Then we gave some takes on what could happen at the draft and free agency in the NHL, and we ended talking about some of the rumors of NHL moves that we've heard. So let's get at it and crack the beers. You struggling over there, Johnny?
Nah, the thing popped off.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I
Got
hate
it.
when the thing pops off.
Got it. Nothing will stop me from my drink. The sacrament. I have it now. What are you drinking this evening, Aaron?
I have a good old Corona Light.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Cerveza Masfina.
Party season.
Excellent.
Yep. Can't go wrong. What you got, Daniel?
So I have from a good friend of the podcast, from Green Man Brewing Company down in Asheville, Trickster IPA. Good friend of the podcast, Fro, who also mentioned that he would like to be on one day.
And he will be.
He will be.
And he has lots of
absolutely
stories.
Yes.
He's got some Johnstown stories.
That's right. What are you drinking tonight, Riggs?
A repeat from Three Floyds, Gumball Head Hazy. Excellent beer. Three Floyds. Excellent brewery.
Yeah.
Love to get out to Munster, Indiana to visit Three Floyds. And Jonathan Walker was having trouble with his bottle over there, like a child.
A child with a bottle of Knob Creek.
That still explains why I get my ID checked when I still walk into liquor stores. Like, what is this short child? He dyed his hair gray in thoughts of he'll look older. Oh my gosh, he was actually born in 87 and his license doesn't say McLovin. Wow. No, I got Knob Creek 9-year barrel. So yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Somebody's on per diem.
Fancy.
Yeah, I'm
in the hotel.
I'm in another hotel again on a Monday night. They really oversold this mid-Atlantic territory. It's not mid-Atlantic anymore. I changed it to Northeast, unfortunately. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Neither here nor there. We're having a good time.
Having a good time at the Holiday Inn.
Taking it easy.
No, I don't stay at
Oh, you
a
you in a choice hotel?
Oh, how dare you, sir.
Clarion. Oh, wow.
Whoa, Motel 6.
Motel 6. Red Roof Inn. No,
He started getting feisty when
I'm
you
a
mentioned
Marriott. I'm a Marriott or
Oh,
Hilton.
it's a
Depends on the day.
Marriott Rewards points member, gold, platinum, triple.
By the end of the year, I'll
Elite
have
Club.
dual gold or platinum in both, probably. Like the way it's trending, I was calculating it.
that. Flexing on everybody.
I know. What the hell?
Well, I gotta do something. Jeez.
Huh.
Yeah, gotta flex where you can since you, me, and Riggs aren't going to be in the championship game at OFPGA.
Yeah, neither's
Our
Danny.
teams all got
Yeah, neither am
bound.
I.
Yeah, Daniel won't be either, even though his team will be in, but he won't be.
Yeah, but the way I kind of look at it, like, it is what it is. I kind of
So-
joked about it earlier this year. Like, it was a close game. We played fine. So
I said this championship bores me.
yeah.
I told him he should throw. He's not going to be there. He should throw the game, score on
Wow.
his own goalie.
I told my team as I was
You
leaving.
should have point shaved it.
Yeah, they were
Wow.
they were hassling me, and then Sarge was like, he was like, I hope it rains every day of your vacation. I said,
So wait,
have fun
So
trying
we're
to wear an ill-fitted t-shirt.
so are we gonna have like a so because you're not there, depending on maybe there's some like bribes or anything going on. Do we have like a skateless Danny Leverett scandal here? Like instead of shoeless Joe Jackson, it's skateless Daniel Leverett. Like what's going on here?
Yeah, family stuff. That's
Just
what's going on.
vacation.
Yeah,
It's fine. You deserve it,
Vacation.
Daniel.
yeah.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
should
take
treat
it
yourself.
east on the beach.
Yeah, take it easy.
Take it easy.
Well, as much as I can take it easy with 3 boys.
Yeah.
So not really taking it
Attempt
easy.
to take
I'm
it
gonna
easy.
come home from vacation tired.
Sounds like me yesterday.
Mhm.
Out for a week. Come home tired.
And you missed a lot of stuff, Aaron, in the world while you were away in the
I
Smokies.
did, yes. There was a lot going on. I had poor cell reception. I could only get half of the submarine memes.
Yeah. Yeah. I told this last night to Eric right before I went. Like
Oh yeah, this is
I was
great.
cracking up.
Yeah.
I was cracking up before I left the house. And my wife goes to me, "What's so funny?" And I'm just like putting my stuff together, just cracking up to myself. She's like, "What's so funny?" I was like, I've been waiting all week to make sub jokes with my boys. I'm so excited. Like I can't wait. And like
Oh,
within like 10 minutes of me walking in the locker room, cracked one. After we lost, I made a poor implosion joke
implosion
about our
joke,
team.
yeah. joke.
You know?
Yeah.
And then made another one when we were watching your game. I mean, I was on a roll. There's nothing cooler than just like hanging out on a Sunday, talking shit, cracking jokes
Yep.
to your friends,
True.
getting shit on. It's great. I love it. Gets me, and it does get me energized. We have a holiday weekend next week, so like I'll be fine because
Oh yeah.
holiday weekends are easy. I don't mind. I know what I'll be doing. So
Yeah, holiday weekend, and then finals of OFBG, and then the tournament,
Yeah.
summer tournament. The
Yeah.
17th annual Old Fat Bald Guys summer tournament. It's exciting time. I'm hype. I don't know about you guys. I'm hype. Daniel, I guess you're gonna be out of town, so you're not gonna be
Also,
as hype.
yeah. Also,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Just pipe down over there. Just pipe down.
Danny, are you
Uh,
in witness protection? Like you're missing all the big events. It's almost like you're trying to just lay low enough.
Well, last year they had it at the perfect time. It was right at the end of July,
Yeah,
Right.
so I was able to make it.
all good.
Yeah, I'll be there next year though, because we go every other year we go down. So
Oh,
Nice.
right on.
yeah,
I missed a few years just for like family stuff in July here and there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of tough in summer because summer's a busy time. Honestly, summer's when everybody does vacations and stuff like that. So, yeah, it makes sense.
I'm missing a fishing tournament for OFBG tournament. So,
Mm,
just saying.
it's that's a big sacrifice for a pro angler, for an angler like yourself.
Listen. I would I like one of the main organizers of OFBG in the tournament will put the dates out, and I will plan around that because I love that weekend.
Yep.
The two best like things about OFBG are Thanksgiving pickup skate and the summer
Yep.
tournament. Like
The Thanksgiving
league-
one is so good.
the league's fun,
I've never
whatever,
done one.
but whatever. But the Thanksgiving skate and the summer tournament, that's old
That's
fat
where
ball
it's
guys
at.
hockey. Yeah, that's it.
Agreed. I tend to do the same thing. I tend to put those things on the calendar and then sorry,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
available for other stuff that
Yeah.
weekend.
I unfortunately, my dad
Yeah, you
has
don't have that
a
option.
week a week that is like blocked off every
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it,
yeah.
if it
Yeah,
falls
it's
on that
different,
week,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
booty,
Yeah.
It's booty.
booty.
Gosh.
But we have to also hype up the charity aspect of the tournament.
Oh, yes.
Again, this year, all proceeds benefit Platoon 22, a veterans transitional services organization that OFBG has been involved with for the last few years. Excellent organization. They just recently opened the Veterans Service Center in Frederick, Maryland, here locally, that provides all kinds of services for vets in the region to help them, find employment, find healthcare services, all kinds of stuff. So definitely a worthy cause, and it's awesome to be a part of. If you want any more information about that, go to beersinthelot.com/OFBG. It will take you to all of the official information about how to be a part of that aspect of the tournament and the weekend. Or if you can't make it, just make a donation directly to Platoon 22.
Well said.
Indeed. Majorly important aspect of it all, too. It's like, yeah, we get together to have fun, but it's for a cause at the same time. And every year, the dollars turn up. It seems like lots of money just funnels into Platoon 22 through OFBG summer tournament too. So you're not alone if you're donating. So that's it's a good way to get some money to a good cause.
I actually received a list of some of the things that are included in the auctions this year.
Ooh.
You've got a Ovi framed autographed jersey, Nick Backstrom jersey, Tom Wilson, a perennial favorite, Hockey East championship tickets. So NCAA Hockey East Conference championship tickets for 2024, an Anson Carter autographed New York Rangers jersey, which I think is awesome because I love AC.
If it was a Mission Capster helmet, I'd be all over that.
A Vineyard 36 wine gift box. If you don't know what Vineyard 36 is, it is former NHL goalie Cam Ward's winery or vineyard. You got AHL stuff, you got ECHL stuff. Jake Gensel autographed Penn's jersey of note for the three gentlemen here. Mikhail Sergachev autographed Bolts jersey, and that's the end of the list that I was sent. So, check it out.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Can't help but notice your hoodie you have there, Riggs.
Yeah.
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 So you're staring at his chest.
As I've mentioned a couple times, have some really good Australian friends. They actually lived here. They were in my neighborhood for a couple of years. Kids were the same age. We started hanging out. Families started hanging out together. Became really good friends. Actually went over and visited them back in 2018. So they're actually in town this week and a half-ish while they're visiting North America. And I was gifted a Canberra Brave Australian Ice Hockey League, pro team. They won the Goodall Cup in 2018 and 2022. So it's the Goodall Cup champions hoodie with 2018 and 2022 on it.
Nice.
So yeah. Aussie Pro Hockey, which I'm told by my friends in Australia is just either one step ahead or one step below OFBG. Like if we went over and played pro hockey in Australia, like we'd be okay. Yeah. and I went to a game when I was over there, and the rink that pro game, professional ice hockey game was in, looked a lot like the rink that we skate in. So just saying.
Hockey's a global game.
It's a worldwide sport. That's for sure.
But yeah, this hoodie's sick. I'll probably be wearing this for a while.
Nice. Love to see stuff from hockey teams that you don't see. Like I love some of the European pro leagues or whatever,
Yes.
and like seeing their logos and jerseys and kits and stuff. Like, man, I love that stuff.
Yeah,
Ones
absolutely.
that you don't see that often, especially someplace crazy like Australia, where
Yeah.
they, the hockey level is not quite the same as what we're used to in the U.S. and Canada, of course, but the enthusiasm is obviously there.
No, it's
which
there,
you
and
love.
I think it's growing. I think it was last week I saw on Instagram Nathan Walker is back home in Australia. Came up with the Caps, bounced around with Edmonton and Washington, and he's in the St. Louis organization now, I think.
Right.
Back home in Oz, skating with one of the pro teams. I want to say it was Melbourne. I don't think he was back home in Sydney. I think he was up in Melbourne or down in Melbourne. And I think a friend of the goalie that he was skating against was taking the video because the caption was, "It's not every day you take shots from a real NHLer," right? So like there's since he came over, and it's a sporting culture over there. So anything
Right.
that's fast and physical, they're into. So it's definitely growing.
Well, the league's going over to Australia too, so that'll only help.
Yeah, the NHL's
Yeah.
going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the NHL's going. So I forget who are the teams? I think it's LA.
Because I know they're
and
doing other
somebody
games
else.
too, like in Sweden and Finland. LA Kings and Coyotes. They won't miss the home
LA
games.
and Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oof. Way to put our
Jeez.
best foot forward, Gary.
Maybe they should just stay.
Yeah. They're scouting new places.
No, the arena is being used that day.
No, I
Like,
do
"Oh,
know.
I'll just send him over.
I do know some other teams were asked, but because it's early, like some of the teams were like, we've seen what some teams go through when they come back from those early season trips, and they're all just jacked up, like
Yeah.
just getting back on schedule and
Yeah,
traveling. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
I know LA apparently like they want to do more things like that because say whatever you want. LA's a massive media market, and like whether or not LA does have some recency bias because they had cups recently and whatnot, but like the LA Kings are a global brand. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't say that about all 32 NHL teams,
Well-
but the LA Kings definitely have a bit of cachet. They're
Well,
not.
Absolutely.
because Gretzky was there.
Well,
Yep.
that's part of
That
it,
helped.
but
Yeah.
also they've had success, and also,
Yeah.
like I said, it's LA. It's a big media market,
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
so it's cool because I think Boston's going somewhere and a few other teams, but they'll be in Melbourne, so this will be
Which-
pretty cool. And it's preseason
Yeah.
games, but still, like
Yeah.
that's a tough way to. I mean, I hate saying it. Start your season. I
Well,
mean,
from LA, it's a 12-hour flight. So,
Yeah.
well, Kings will probably fly like they'll probably rent a commercial jet and
it's still
Probably like-
12 hours, bro.
Yeah, no
I've
matter
played
what we're flying
Phoenix.
in.
They're gonna take tugboats over or
This
something.
too
I
long.
don't know what they're gonna do. Like, Jeez.
Then maybe they'll take a sub.
Yeah. Oh, come on. No,
They
we don't
can't
need that.
implode any more than they already have, Rick.
Yeah. Ooh. We're like,
Oh man.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
oh boy,
Oh boy.
Let's take a short break to hear from our sponsors.
Shouldn't having conversations with your money be easy? Way easier than translating texts and all emojis. Smiley face, siren, apple? Mom is eating a spicy apple? What? F&M Trust is here to help you have better conversations with your money. Our FlexLock line of credit lets you borrow from your home for big purchases. Go bank it easy at fmtrust.bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Oh, why did I teach her to text?
New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. Bet just $5 and score $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's code THPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700 on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. In West Virginia, gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly. In partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. Max bet $50. 10 plus legal requirement for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/baseball terms.
It will be interesting, like over the next couple of days to see some of the teams change. You know, like especially Arizona, because they have now with the Oliver Ekman-Larsson buyout from Vancouver, they have a salary tension for like 6 years. So that's one slot they can't use. And yeah, with the draft and everything, that'll be interesting because a lot of teams, cap's only going up $1 million. Teams are looking to either dump salary, take salary, or figure some shit out. So we'll see what happens over the coming days.
Well, Chi-Town just got a haul, right?
Yeah, that's just a salary move.
Mm-hmm.
Boston's a shedding salary.
That was
I do think
$6 million salary dump between Hall and Foligno.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
rights to his UFA. Like it's not even like,
right, but
Foligno's
they don't
UFA.
they don't have to deal with it. That's the key, right? Like
I mean, we already know like Bedard's going to go there, so having a guy like Hall will help. I think a kid like that because like it's a experienced player. Hall has had success. He's a good NHL pro. Does things appropriately. So like surround him with some people that can kind of help versus some of the the culture they've had in the last couple of years with just kind of just tanking. So that'll help. I mean, we'll see. I'm curious if the Caps are going to get Mitchkov. What do you think, Riggs?
I don't think they will.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. This is a lot like the Kuznetsov situation.
It's a hair different though because he still has his contract with SKA.
Right, but it's a lot like that because Kuznetsov was under contract in the KHL,
and those can always change.
And it took like 2.5 years plus to get him over to North America.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot like that.
The only wild card, and he's a very talented kid. His father passed away this year. His mother's very involved in his situation, so there's like a comfort there. Yeah. And it is, I mean, like you look at a lot of Russian players, especially recently, it's not like Ovechkin where he was able to make the leap. Gino came a year later and they had to sneak him out essentially to get him out of his deal. Kirill Kaprizov came over late. Panarin signed as a free agent late. And yeah, there's also some other geopolitical stuff going on with Russia in general, but some of the GMs in the top 5 to 8, I don't necessarily think they have the luxury of drafting a kid that may not be here for 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Like I think some of those guys need to make some impact. I think if you're the Montreal Canadiens sitting at 5, you're probably, I think that would be a safe, not safe necessarily, but I think that's a good pickup because you have time. You have nothing but time. Ken Hughes, St. Louis, that organization, you're fine.
Mitchkov is going to Montreal.
I think that would make the most sense because kind of like you see more and more teams doing it, and I actually like it. It's not like the NFL where they draft for need. I think the NHL teams are more like, no, we're going to draft the best player potentially possible.
The other part of this is I think Mitchkov going to Montreal is better for Mitchkov than him coming to Washington.
Yeah.
If he ends up with Washington, he's ending up on a franchise that's like
tail end.
Right. They're not on the way up. Montreal's the way up. They're starting that trend. Right. Washington is on the way out. Like the core is on the way out. So, I don't think it makes sense for him to be in Washington. I don't think he'll be successful. I think that's what
a lot of people keep saying Washington because of the kind of recent success with Russian players, and I understand that, but also part of me kind of is like, I don't know. And apparently he's been very cagey talking to teams. Like
Yes.
he's almost like, no, I don't want
Well,
to talk to anybody, and
I-
that's his right. Like
I think there's
Yeah.
truth to the rumor that he wants to play with Ovechkin.
yeah,
I think
I get it.
that's that's definitely happening. But
Yager did that in 1990 when he was drafted. He told some teams point blank, he's like, I'm not coming over for 3 years. And they're like, whatever. And then apparently Pittsburgh talked to him and he goes, I'll be there tomorrow.
yeah,
Because he loved Lemieux and he also really was like, I want to play in that organization because he really liked, kind of the interview and everything. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's also the draft picks, right? Like I understand it's a different situation when you're a Russian player because I mean the Swedish and Finnish leagues, like they're very good and they pay you very well. But the Russian leagues, there's a lot of benefits of staying home and playing in the Continental Hockey League. So I get it. But I mean, there's still a lot of Russians the last couple of years that really broke that mold. I mean, I could rattle a ton off, but USA national team development, they'll have a good showing again. It's awesome. And we all know Short King Connor Bedard is going number 1 overall. That's tight.
Oh yeah.
Love that. Yeah, dude. I think there's going to be fireworks for the draft. We'll see. St. Louis has 3 first-round picks. I don't see him making all 3 picks. No way. They're trying to get Kevin Hayes over the weekend, but
yeah. But why?
I have no
Like,
clue on that one.
What?
That
Why
one's a
would-
bonehead decision to me.
Where do they think they are? Like
I like
they're
Kevin
not-
Hayes. I think he's a good
Yeah,
player.
but
I
they're
think he's
not-
way overpaid.
They're not a playoff team. They're not like
Oh yeah, because they got
So-
Bennington and net.
so. Maybe make some draft picks, get some young guys in the system, develop some dudes, and figure it out. Like
Or hypothetically, I don't think you're going to get in the top 3. But let's say if you're trying to get a kid like, let's say, Leonard or Will Smith, or maybe even 3. Maybe like Columbus goes, we'll get frisky, give them a player and all 3 picks for 3.
right.
Like they have 10, I think it's like 25 and 27, something like that.
I don't
It's
know.
like maybe
I
they
would,
can get a Leo Carlson.
I don't know.
maybe.
I would take the 3 first rounders that you got and fill the cupboard.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do. I don't. Some GMs I kind of like I said, like sometimes they don't like making draft picks,
Right.
knowing that some of those kids out of the top 10 may be a year or 2 away when they know their job, some of the certainty with their job isn't around.
Right.
I'm curious to see what happens. Also, first draft under the Pittsburgh regime of Kyle Dubas. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. Interesting
So-
to see what will happen there.
Yeah, man. I know you guys hate the draft, so it's fine.
Yeah. I
It's
I
okay.
really
That's why we're all silent.
I know.
really don't care about the draft.
All right.
First day of free agency is honestly more interesting than the draft for me.
Dude, I think more teams are going to make trades this year because the free agent class is very meh. Or as the kids say, mid. I just like out of the class of free agents, there's no one there where I'm like, yeah, that player can impact your team.
Oh,
and-
goalies are going to be deep in free agency.
Aiden Hill's going to
so
sign. It's already announced he'll sign
Goalies are deep
for 2
man.
years at 4.9 mil.
What about the
So-
other goalies in Vegas' stable?
Right.
Logan Thompson is still under contract. I think Brossois, he may be a free agent. I may have it backwards.
I heard Matt Murray's going to end up back in Pittsburgh.
Nope. Nope.
That's what I heard.
There's no way.
That's what I heard.
That town ran him out on a rail. There's no way he's coming back.
Hey,
We also
Kyle's-
hear the same shit about freaking Flurry coming back every
Kyle-
other year.
Kyle's going to bring him back.
No, I think DeSmith's under
He sounds
contract
like
one
a
more
capital
year.
troll.
No, I heard. I saw it. I saw it multiple places. They were like, "Oh, Matt Murray's going to end up back in
Where?
Pittsburgh."
RMNB.
No.
Actually, no, they don't put out trash like that.
North,
They don't.
north,
They're
north
good.
of the border stuff. Yeah.
No,
north
I
of the
did. I
border.
did see something
North-
that like
North
apparently.
of the Mason Dixon stuff. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, north of the. No, I'm with Riggs. I did see like some chatter apparently because Toronto, like Brad Treliving, doesn't want to use any buyouts.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean, there's also a rumor that Washington's going to trade Tom Wilson to Ottawa.
Ottawa.
Yeah.
I think if they are going to trade
For
him,
Matt
you got to
Murray?
peel the Band-Aid now.
For Matt Murray.
Well,
Actually,
he doesn't,
Ottawa
He's
does
not there
retain.
anymore, is
He
he?
doesn't play
Ottawa,
there. Yeah.
Ottawa
Yeah.
retains
Whoops.
some of their salaries, not a lot, or some of Matt Murray's salary, not a ton.
I mean, I'll take Brady.
Yeah, take a good chuck.
Take Brady for
I think if
Tom
you're gonna
Wilson
trade-
straight up.
I think if you're going to trade Tom Wilson, though, like Ottawa makes sense because that's a team that could use another.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
shit, if they get like a guy like him, like between Brady and some of the other guys they got there, that's a strong
That
team.
team's gonna. Oh, that team's gonna be a
Don't-
pain in the ass to play against.
Don't make the
Mhm.
playoffs.
But also,
Yeah.
Don't make the
also here,
playoffs.
if you're the Caps, let's say Tom Wilson is on the table. I don't know if he is or not. It's just rumors until we hear otherwise. You saw what Florida did with kind of their kind of makeup of just big boys that kind of shove their weight around. You saw what Vegas did with their defense and big forwards. So in your mind, if you have to beat a team like Vegas or Florida, you have to have a guy or three that's just as big, that's offensively gifted and can create havoc for a team with big mobile D.
Yeah.
So I think if you have a guy like a Tom Wilson, let's say, or trying to think of a few other forwards off the top of my head that are like, can kind of do like I would say Ryan Johansson when he shows up, like Colorado got him today.
Yeah.
Those guys, their value, that's up right now. It's the highest it's going to be right now because it's recency bias because the cup just happened. It's fresh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think if you're the Caps, just don't. I mean, understand maybe it's a cap control move and getting ahead of shit, but like that's especially if you're going
me-
to trade him in the conference, you got to get
Well,
really
it's not
good
the-
return.
It's to me it signals that they know that they're worse off than they are, right? Like they know that this is it. So we're just going to start shipping off players
Yeah.
and starting to get the prospects and the picks back to kind of recycle everything and rebuild
Yeah.
everything, right? I've always thought, and I've always said that he will, when Ovechkin's done, if Tom Wilson is still around, he'll end up wearing the C
Mm-hmm.
because he's that dude. Like
Right.
he's that's the player he is. So, but if they do that, then that tells you, right? It tells you a lot. It
They're
tells you
resetting.
that this is it. Like they know that we're done with this era, and now if I'm Alex Ovechkin, I'm fucking pissed.
Well, I
Yep.
think that shows.
He's,
if they're
he's
getting
gotta be
rid
pissed
of-
already.
Right?
Well, I think if they're getting rid of Tom Wilson, that just shows the lack of market for Kuznetsov. Because I think Capitals management, if they would rather get rid of somebody, it's Kuznetsov over Tom Wilson.
Was there ever really a market for Kuznetsov though? Like, no.
I think maybe a year or two ago.
Maybe right after the cup.
Yeah.
Yep.
But since then, what has he done?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
The best year he had was
cup year.
the end of the 2018 season through that playoffs. It wasn't even the beginning of that season. So,
Long list of players that their value rise due to a fantastic cup run.
Yeah.
Yep.
More teams need to operate like the New England Patriots. I hate saying it. Like New England during their heyday, player had high value. They knew in like a year or two they would start being on the downturn. Get rid of them
Move 'em
now.
out.
bye. Yeah.
Bye. It just, I mean, people's windows, it's so small. And also like Colorado with the Johansson trade, but I thought it was really telling too. McKinnon's new contract that he signed, he only makes like 100 or 200K more than Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
And Connor McDavid signed that extension like 2 full years before Mac did. But that kind of shows you like, hey, this is what we can physically pay you because we have to fill out the rest of our roster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nate, we truly think you're worth every single penny. I'm sure they would love to give him max, but like, this is what
We can't.
We can't.
Yeah.
We have to fill the
Can't
rest of the
spend that
roster.
much on one
Or
guy.
you're going to
can't.
end up like Toronto.
Yes.
Yeah, they're in a pickle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Quite the pickle. Man, if all of them just would have took like 8.7, they all should have just took 8.7 like
8.7,
Sid.
yeah.
Like
Just
a
take 8.7
psychopath.
forever.
Yeah, like a psychopath. But at the time, like that was fair market. A little under, but fair market.
Well, when
But-
Yeah, Sid's weird too.
when Sid and Ovi were signing those contracts, like a lot of, the hockey people in the media and stuff were like, oh, these contracts are outrageous. Like they'll never live up to that money and the term and everything. And the ownerships of both clubs said, these are revolutionary deals. You don't understand. Like these will be the norm for, generational talent players in the future. And guess what happened? Everyone's around the 9 to 11 million mark
Right.
AAV. So,
And Sid is underpaid at 8.7.
well, now he is. Now
he's
is,
underpaid
yeah.
by his organization. Yeah, at
Yeah.
the tail end of his
Yeah.
career.
Right.
I mean,
right.
he's not counting on the salary from the Penguins
Exactly.
to pay his bills.
Exactly.
He's making
Exactly.
way more money from CCM.
Exactly.
In a lot of teams' defense, though, COVID kind of screwed a lot of general managers and whatnot. So they're still trying to dig out from that because the salary cap was stagnant. It didn't rise, X amount of million. So like a contract that let's say was, a certain player that was making 5 in 4 or 5 years based on the normal kind of, increase in the cap, that contract doesn't look as nasty, in 2 or 3 years. Correct.
Yeah.
And no one predicted that, but now teams still have to deal with the consequences. Is what it is. That's why you see, I mean, teams are very creative in terms of how they use waivers with some of the players to fill out their benches and emergency call-ups and all that shit. They have to be. They 100% have to be. It was interesting. Like Bill Foley did an interview with the owner of the Knights, and he said he would straight up pay, like, if he could with no salary cap, pay $130 million a year. But also that's an owner who's willing to do that. He values a competitive team, and one way you could do that is money. There's some owners that don't even try and hit the cap basement, and they use crooked loopholes
And they don't pay their taxes.
And they don't pay their taxes.
or
And now
launch
they play in a
campaigns
college
correctly.
arena.
Yeah, got it. We did it.
Got it in there.
Fly the banner.
Jabs at Arizona.
Fly the banner. Daniel, next week is movie week. Are you and El Guapo ready to take over
Absolutely.
Santa Poco?
Yep. Break out my popcorn bucket.
That's right. Come on a journey with us to Santa Poco to see Lucky Day, Ned Needlander, and Dusty Bottoms take on the evil El Guapo.
Yep. Next week, Trace Amigos, Trace Friends.
It's a sick film. If you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor, please.
The Beers and Lot crew will next week. It's going to be our movie night for this year.
Three amigos.
I'm already looking forward to it. The movie night, they're always fun. We have a
Yeah.
blast.
Yeah.
People are probably like, "Oh, it's the movie episode. We're done."
You know what?
Skipping this one. But you know
what?
what? We have a
I don't
blast
care.
with
That
this.
one's for us. That
I
one's
don't
for
care.
us.
That one
I don't
is
care.
for us.
I don't care. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. It makes listeners feel any better. It is a tremendous pain in the ass to edit. Because it's like 3
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And I've got to get it all down into like 20 minutes or so. Well, that's all we have for you on this one. Thanks for your listen as always, and keep those likes and ratings and reviews coming. Be sure to catch episode 151 next Wednesday, our annual movie night. This year we're watching The Three Amigos. Until then, have a great weekend and 4th of July, and we'll see you.